Put on our positive thinking caps today. Every setback is a setup for where God is taking you. That setback of depression, that setback of your finances, the setback of you thinking that you and God aren't close, the depression, those relationships, those goals and dreams that you have met, every single setback that you had is a setup for where God has you planned to go. And trust and believe that. Every setback, He uses every single thing that has happened in your life, and He's going to use it, and He's going to use everything for the better of your good. I'm going to use the family of Jacob, his 12 sons, and Joseph as an example. They had a lot going on, right? Jacob wrestled with God. He just had so much going on. And then we had the brothers who were envious of Joseph, where they ended up they were envious of him because his father Jacob loved them more than them. You know, they just obviously were feeling lost. They didn't understand. And then we have Joseph, who was thrown into a pit, and then he was sold, and he was sent over to Egypt to be a slave. This family has so many setbacks going on, but the bigger picture of what happens, everything that happened to this family has set them up for something great that God had planned for them. So we have all these bad things. The brothers went over to Egypt. They had to bow down to Joseph, who had told them that before they ended up selling him. He told them in a dream that these brothers were going to bow down to them. And the brothers had to go over to Egypt, and they indeed had to do that, but they did not know that this was their brother. Okay. So they had to go over into this land. Everything that happened to them over there, when they were called spies, they were thrown into prison. They said that they wouldn't see Joseph again until they had brought the younger brother over there. And if the brother didn't come back, the dad was going to have his gray hairs go down to shale and die. Like, there's just so much going on with this family. And they could be living in this despair, but God shows up. And He used every single thing that family went through to bring them all back together again. Because eventually, Joseph reveals his identity. He tells his brothers who he is. And after doing that, you know, the brothers obviously had a little bit of fear, and they're just like, what? My brother isn't dead? Nope. God had this different plan. He sent the brother ahead of you to have authority over this land, to go before you, to make sure that you can come and be positioned in this land, to leave yours in Canaan, so that way you wouldn't suffer from this famine that they didn't know that was coming, but Joseph knew. And there could be so much that could be seen wrong from this situation. They could be in complete despair. But anyways, this entire all of these setbacks in their life soon came to them being set up to be back with family together. They all came back together again. So eventually, like I said, Joseph, I revealed his identity to the brothers, you know, and then they have an outcry, and they have this beautiful gathering, like they're back with their brother who they thought they had killed. And not only that, Pharaoh offers for them, they heard Joseph crying with his brothers, and they eventually found out that these were his brothers. So he sends the brothers, pack them up on donkeys with the best of everything, to send them back to the land of Canaan, where this severe famine was, to get all of Joseph's family and to bring them and be positioned in the land of Goshen, to where they would be there, and they didn't have to live in the land of Canaan when there was destitute, and this famine was going to completely kill them. So everything that they went through set them up to be together in this land that is prospering. God will use everything that you go through for the setup plan that He has for you. So if you are struggling right now, don't give up. And know and have a positive mindset that God has a purpose and a reason for everything that happens in your life. I could sit here and continue complaining about what the past did to me and what trauma did to me, but why? God has used and is using and is always going to use everything that I go through, the good and the bad, for something that He has planned, the bigger picture. So don't rest and sit and dwell and think about the bad that's happening in your life. Thank God for it, because I tell you this, God is going to use your setbacks for a big setup. And this family is a huge example. This family is a huge example. Jacob's family is now together. They're in a prosperous land. His son, who they thought was dead, is king over the land. And now they're coming in there to get a piece of land that the Pharaoh has given to them. And they won't struggle anymore. They're in a land with food, prosperity, and his son is king over all. Like, that is an amazing setup. God went ahead and took care of all of this. So just know where you are right now. You feel and know that you're in a setback. Use it and be positive and know that God is going to use that for an amazing setup, for a blessing in your life. It's coming. Trust and believe in God. May peace be with you.